Blessings again, everyone. I hope you're doing well wherever you may find yourselves. I'm Dane, your host. Today's video is to talk about an album run that many, if not most of you rock fans are familiar with. This is from an artist, not a band. And it begs the question, is this the greatest album run of all time in rock history? And I will not give you my take on that. I will not answer that until the end of the video. But let me give you a few hints about who this artist is. Their first album and their second album originally were titled the same thing. It's a person's name. The second one is where their career really takes off. Their first album isn't horrible or terrible, but it needs some work. It's very rough around the edges. You can now get a 2 CD version of it. I am quite fond of many of the tracks on this album. And of course, I'm talking about a person who changed their name so that they are not confused with another musician whose last name is Jones. And they changed it to the name of a brand name of knife. David Bowie. Not a great album. I like it though, so I own it. I just got this not too long ago. It's a 2 CD version. Some good stuff here, but not a great album. And of course, originally called David Bowie, renamed Space Oddity, as to not confuse us with the previous record I just showed you. It's the back cover here. I'm not going to show you all the artwork and everything, but if we talk about the tracks on here, Space Oddity, the title track, Unwashed and Somewhat Slightly Dazed, Signet Committee, Janine, Wild-Eyed Boy from Free Cloud, Conversation Piece, God Knows I'm Good, Memory of a Free Festival. Those are the best tracks on here. Most of the tracks on here, I think, are somewhere in between very good to wonderful. There's one or two songs that I would say are slightly above average, and that's it. There's nothing bad on this album. It's not my favorite, but I'm very fond of it. So that's where his career starts to take off. And then you get even better album, okay? And the original cover on the inside, which I'm glad they went with the Man in the Dress cover. The Man Who Sold the World, The Width of a Circle, All the Madman, Black Country Rock, After All, Running Gun Blues, Savior Machine, not Save Your Machine. She Shook Me Cold, that's probably my least favorite track. The Man Who Sold the World, the title track is amazing. And then you get the Superman, produced by Tony Visconti. This is a very good album. And then it gets even better. Hunky Dory, Changes, Oh You Pretty Things. His career's really taking off here. 8-line poem, Life on Mars. The only song I don't like comes next is Kooks. You got Quicksand, Feel Your Heart, Andy Warhol, Bob Dylan, Queen Bitch, the Bellway Brothers. Okay, this is produced by Ken Scott and recorded in Trident Studios. Okay, this is a very good, this is a great album. Let's face it, this is a great album for me. Don't want to put words in people's mouth. And then my favorite album from Bowie, the concept piece. This is essentially Greatest Hits album. Okay. 5 Years, Soul Love, Moon Age Daydream, Starman, It Ain't Easy, Lady Stardust, Star, great song, Hang On To Yourself. It's all good here. Ziggy Stardust, Suffragette City, Rock and Roll, You Know What. Fabulous album. It continues. The greatness continues. Watch That Man, Aladdin Sane, Driving Saturday, Panic in Detroit, Cracked Actor. Right off the bat, you got 5 wonderful songs back to back to back to back to back. You get Time, an underrated gem. The Prettiest Star is fabulous. Let's Spend the Night Together, it's okay cover. More in the covers in a minute. The Jean Genie, great hit. Lady Grinning Soul, I do like. All right. Speaking of cover tracks, tunes, my favorite covers album of all time. Especially because of Here Comes the Night, See Emily Play, Everything's All Right, Friday on My Mind, Where Have All the Good Times Gone. This is a wonderful, wonderful cover album. covers album by Bowie. All right. The greatness continues. Diamond Dogs, not as good as the previous 2 studio albums, but I do like it. This album has gone on to inspire artists like Marilyn Manson and others, Sonic Youth, I do believe, Smashing Pumpkins, etc. Diamond Dogs, of course, and Sweet Thing are the tracks we know the best. Candidate is great. Rebel Rebel, of course, one of the highlights of this album, one of the singles. But you have quirky songs like 1984, Big Brother, and Chant of the Ever Circling Skeletal Family. This is a very good album. Not a great album, but a very good album with 3 or 4 songs that are masterpieces, the hits off this album. Then there's a change in direction. Blue-Eyed Soul. You get the title track, Young Americans. Win, an underrated gem. Fascination, probably my least favorite song on the album, but I like it. Right is very good. Somebody Up There Likes Me is wonderful. Across the Universe, a very good cover. Can You Hear Me? And then the wonderful Fame. Fame and Young Americans, my 2 favorite. Go figure, the hits. Cliched, but a very good album. Not a great album. Speaking of great albums, short and sweet. You get the progressive intro. Many can argue, as I have done, that Station to Station, while it doesn't sound like the live version of Heroin, you get the long intro, right? Very progressive in that sense. Station to Station, that is. Golden Years, wonderful hit. World on a Wing, TVC 15, Stay, and Wild as the Wind. As short as this album is, I love it. Never gets old. Great album. Then you get some experimentation with the Berlin Trilogy. You have Low, you have Heroes, and then, of course, Lodger. You got some instrumental stuff on here. Bowie going into a new direction, living in Berlin in these 3 albums. Speed of Life, Breaking Glass. Breaking Glass is phenomenal. What in the World? Sound and Vision. Sounds like the typical Bowie hit for the most part. Perhaps what's electronica kind of feel to it, although not a total electronica song. Has an electronica feel to it. A lot of repetition, but I do like it. Always Crashing in the Same Car. Really cool. The title sounds like it's something that could belong on the Heathen album. Be My Wife, it's okay. A New Career in a New Town, I love. The instrumental Warsaw, I love. Art Decade is great. Weeping Wall and Subterraneans, perhaps influenced by Lou Reed. Perhaps argued by many. I still don't know which of these 3 is my favorite, but perhaps it's this one because of Beauty and the Beast, Joe the Lion, the title track, Blackout, Sons of the Silent Age, Sense of Doubt, and The Secret Life of Arabia. There are other songs, but these are my favorites. These 3 were all made in Germany. The CDs, like from a factory, that kind of thing, as well as being produced. And then you get to the underrated gem that is Lodger, sometimes the redheaded stepchild of the Berlin Trilogy, but you get Fantastic Voyage, African Night Flight, which I think is underrated gem. Move On, Yassassin, Red Sails is fantastic. DJ is fantastic. Look Back in Anger is great. Boys Keep Swinging is okay. Repetition and Red Money I do love quite a bit. Then you get really even better album than Lodger, I think, is this one. This is a gem of an album. Okay. Scary Monsters and Super Creeps. You have the title track. You have It's No Game. Up the Hill Backwards is fabulous. Scary Monsters and Super Creeps, of course, the hit and title track. Then you get the other 2 hits, Ashes to Ashes and Fashion, which are wonderful. Teenage Wildlife, side 2 was amazing. Teenage Wildlife, Scream Like a Baby, Kingdom Come, Because You're Young, and It's No Game, number 2. You got some wonderful guitar playing in this period with Bowie, starting with the Berlin Trilogy. And here you have either Adrian Belew or Fripp playing, King Crimson members before and after or in between, right? So, Robert Fripp, And then to finish up the run, you have his dive into more commercial waters with hits like Modern Love, China Girl, and Let's Dance. But you also have Without You, Ricochet, Criminal World, the wonderful Cat People Putting Out Fire, and Shake It, produced by Nile Rodgers. This is the only album really I like that this is the best album that now's on fire production wise on this album. You have Stevie Ray Vaughan. Unfortunately, this is the only one and done with Stevie Ray Vaughan because they had a falling out. But that's the run. So if we count these, you have 1, 2, and I've presented them chronologically, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm counting pinups. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 records here. 14 CDs. 14 in the run. So if we look at them, this is a great album. This is a great album. To me, this is legendary. Only one bad song, Kooks. This is a masterpiece. I'm sorry. These are both masterpieces, but this one's also legendary. Legendary for me is the highest. This is very good. I'm sorry. This is great. This is great, even though it's covers. This is very good. This is very good. This is a masterpiece. This is a masterpiece. This is legendary. This is very good. This is a masterpiece. This is very good. So, 14, nothing underneath very good. There are no good or lower in the 14 albums here. So, do I think this is the best album run of all time? You betcha. I mean, whether and rock and roll now, I'm not counting jazz, country, that kind of thing. In the whole set of rock music, these 14 albums, I think, is the best rock and roll run of all time. Now, is it my favorite? Well, have to leave that for another video, because I'm going to do a separate video and talk about what is my favorite album run of all time. But this is the best, I think, of all time. You have a singer, songwriter, or solo artist with such talent. Some runners, some artists and bands in the run. You could argue Prince, even though it's not rock music. Miles Davis, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, right? The Beatles, in their own right, have a wonderful run. There's no bad albums, if you ask me. Maybe one or approaching one, or one is approaching not so great. But just in my opinion, I think you have 14 wonderful albums. This is the best album run of all time. Thank you so much for watching. Take care now. Bye. God bless.